Hey there, this is Travis Willingham, and you're listening to DDO Players News.
Hey now, everybody. Welcome to DDO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in the world of Dungeons & Dragons Online, the tabletop, and beyond. Welcome back, for one. I'm your host, Drac. It's been quite a while. We're going to get into that in just a minute, though. I do have a special guest by fan request.
Oh,
the email lines have been crazy. People have been beating down the door wanting Mr. EvilBeeker back on the show. So fans, this is for you.
Wow. I want these people's names. I want to have them checked out for mental illness. Hi, everybody.
How's it going?
It's going. Things are busy. DDO's rocking.
It is, yeah. We got a lot of DDO news we're going to talk about, but it's been a long time since we had a show, and that is all on me. 100% on me. My life is crazy right now. I'll just put it that way. I'm not going to go into major details. Some people know, some people don't know, but yeah, my life is just really crazy right now. So hopefully we'll kind of get back on a regular schedule, but it just depends how some things work out, what's going on with me. So I apologize 100% for the absence of podcast. But hopefully we'll have a good one tonight, and hopefully it won't be this long again until we do another one, but we'll see.
Hey, you can always call me up.
That's right. And that's what I did. I was like, dude.
Yeah, you did kind of do that.
I was like, dude, let's podcast, because we've got a lot of news. DDO did announce the expansion Terror of the Demogorgon. That is available now for pre-order. We will get into that in a second. To help with that pre-order that you can do, we had an update, and this came out on Wednesday, June 17th. It is update 80. They do say of special notes, the Underdark. It's a world beneath the world. The abyss has come to claim it. Descend into the depths of the Underdark in the newest DDO expansion. Explore Graven Hollow, an ancient stone giant library turned last refuge against the madness that is consuming the deep. Demon lords roam freely, spreading ruin and insanity wherever they go, and the factions that once held this realm together are tearing each other apart. Rally unlikely allies and gather the components for a desperate ritual to banish the fiends. Confront Demogorgon himself as his rampage tears the world apart from below. So this is based, the expansion is going to be based on the Out of the Abyss book from WotC for 5e, if you did not know.
We played a little bit of this.
We did, yeah.
I think, but this part of it for DDO is like after the part we played. Like,
yeah,
we played the first part, and we didn't do the second part.
Yeah, that's I was going to say. I think this is going to be like the last half of the book, because that's when all the demon lords, and then you got to what you're doing. Like, I don't know, of course, because nobody's really seen this stuff, so I don't know. This is just my speculation. In the 5e adventure, you're trying to pit the other demon lords against each other, and while they're taking each other out, then you go sneak off and you are taking care of Demogorgon. So I'm assuming that is somehow what's going to happen. DDO, but we'll see. But I just wanted to point that out. It is the Out of the Abyss book. I have seen several people talk on the forums and some other YouTube posts. People talking about this is based on a Drizzt book. It is not. It is the Out of the Abyss adventure book. I don't know where they're getting this is based out of off of
Yeah, I
a
don't know.
Dred's book.
I fell behind on that Brooks series
Yeah.
a long time ago. So, I mean, I know the Cliff Notes of it, but
Yeah.
that's about it.
So that's the expansion, which we are going to talk about. Part of the pre-order for the expansion, kind of why it came out with the pre-order, is it unlocked the new race, and that is the Duergar. And yes, I did say Duergar. There's
Oh boy, here we
go. We're gonna get into it.
Here we go.
There's a lot of ways to say it, but
No,
I have always said Duergar is how I've always said it, and that's how I've always said it heard. So
right.
I will let you take it away, sir.
Okay, so let me be the first to say that my first Gen Con was 1982, and when we played in a lot of these tournaments, over the years throughout the 80s, we never said it was Duergar. Now Duergar or Duergar is acceptable, but now if anybody who's watching Cruising with Drac, we talked about this a little bit on Friday.
Yeah, we did.
So and your statement was this is all because of Chris Perkins. Well, you are 100% correct, because I did my research.
It is.
And back like 10 years ago, he did a video on pronunciations, and
it actually has two canonical pronunciations.
What is that?
Unusual. One is Duergar. The other is Duergar.
Duergar.
Yeah.
He was pronouncing it Duergar. No, it's not. I all respect to Standing Stone Games. It is not pronounced Duergar. Now, I'm sure that as a licensee of Wizards of the Coast, they got to go with whatever Wizards of the Coast says, and I'm happy for that. I mean, that's just fine.
Probably, yeah.
But we never called them Duergar. I mean, not even close. It was always Duergar.
And if you're like new to the show and you haven't heard Beaker on the show before, he did actually work at TSR back in the TSR days. So
yes, I did in the later years, but not the earlier.
Right.
But myself and my group of friends, we ran halls at Gen Con for almost a decade, and we ran tournaments. I mean, some of our tournaments brought in hundreds and hundreds of people. Until the recent video from Standing Stone Games where he said Duergar, I had never heard that in my 45 years of gaming. But again, take it what you will. It just kind of, I had to roll it back and listen to it again, and I'm sorry, what did you say? And and we've talked about this before. When we play DDO, they also call Sahagin Sawajins or something like that. I'm like,
this is a dwarven translation of an Elvish word, so it is pronounced Sawajin.
Where are you getting this from? And then of course there's the people that come out and say, well, you can call it whatever you want. And I'm like, okay, fine.
True. So,
but to me, it's always been Duergar.
The official DDO player's pronunciation is going to be
there. Duergar. You go. That's perfect. That's perfect. So, yeah, and just I mean, and Drac has challenged me with a little bit of background here.
Yes.
So Duergars came out officially in Monster Manual 2, page 61. I'm looking at it right now with an awesome piece of artwork by the late great Jim Holloway. Now, not to get them confused with Darrows, which are also an evil dwarf-like race from the Underdark. And this is where I think people got a lot of confusion back in the day. Like, there's Darrows and then there's Duergars. And Darrows are more magical. They can do magic spells and stuff like that innately. But Duergars, I mean, in the book itself, there really isn't a whole lot of information about the race itself. It's just like, hey, it's standard. It's your standard first edition fare where it's like, oh no, they can do this, blah blah blah, they can do this. Looking online, the earliest showing of it is actually, this is the Monster Manual 2 came out in 86. Now, there's also a credit for Duergar's in Queen of Spiders. Now, Queen of Spiders was based on the Drow series, which was originally, way back when, a Gen Con tournament in the late 70s. So it could very well be that they existed in the late 70s, but they weren't statted out until 1986. They were also in the Complete Book of Dwarves. If you have stuff going back that far, there's a pretty good offering of Wizards of the Coast products. Expanded Book of Psionics, the Underdark book that WotC did, but really, they really came from Monster Manual 2. There was a bunch of Dragon articles over the years. Complete Book of Dwarves. I said that. There's also a credit here, and this when I was looking this up, this is kind of new to me. There's a mention of them in White Dwarf magazine. Now, I used to collect White Dwarf magazine, but I'll admit I never had them all. But I don't remember that reference at all. So that one was kind of new to me anyway. And there's a mention of them in the Dungeoneers Survival Book, which the Dungeoneers Survival Book and the Wilderness Survival Book, I got to go back and go through those books. I haven't gone through them in many years, but it doesn't surprise me that they were in the Dungeoneers Survivor Guide. There's also a credit here for the 5th edition adventure Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep. They prominently are in that one, if I remember.
Yep. And this one again, not sure about this one, but there's a mention that was in Ghosts of Saltmarsh. But that's the 5e version.
Yeah, that I don't remember in the.
Well, it might be.
Book.
Remember in that book, in the 5e book, they added a bunch of new adventures. Maybe that's where they.
I'd have to grab my book and look. It's been so long since I looked at that book.
Yeah, but I mean, from the get-go, they're a group of, underground, underdark dwarves. They dealt with the mind flayers, the cloakers, the aboleth. They don't like the Darrow, and they hate the Snivellvins. However you want to pronounce that. We're getting into pronunciations now.
Yeah.
Those are the deep gnomes, and they're also servants of the devils. They are lawful evil with some with neutral tendencies. So, although that's really never stopped bringing races into DDO or anything like that. It's just everybody works together nowadays, right?
Right.
Yeah. So there's a little bit of history, and I will say that I've seen some negative feedback in the forums about it simply because they're like, oh, you got to race it, does this, why does it do this, why does it do this? I'm like, you know what? You can't please all the people all the time.
Exactly.
But I'll tell you right now, the artwork looks fabulous. This Terror of Demogorgon artwork is spectacular.
It is. They did a really good job, and it's going to be on the screen right now if you're watching the YouTube of this.
Yeah, and I'm looking at it on the DDO.com page, and obviously you got Demogorgon, you got I'm assuming that's Orcus on the left. Then who is the Jackal demon? That one I'm drawing a blank on. Then you got Zagutmi and Gratz.
Yep.
But what is the one next to? I got my book right here.
Probably it's going to be. Gratz, Zuckboy, Orcus. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, it kind of looks like a jackal.
I'd have to grab
don't-
my book and look.
Yeah, that one I'm not 100% sure on up front. Let me see here. That. No, that's not him.
Let's see if they say on the.
Going through my. Oh yeah, that might help.
Demon Lord.
Yeah, I'm not seeing. I mean, it looks familiar. It looks. Oh, No, that's not
You
it.
will survive encounters with Baphomet, Gritz, Zuckmoy, Two-Headed Terror himself, Demogorgon, and Yenug. Yeenoghu. I do not
That
know that demon lord at all.
Yeah, that one I'm gonna have to look up. Well, and I should have grabbed my Out of the Abyss book. It's over on the shelf there. You know what? I don't think the one on the left is that. It's not Orcus. That's the first one you said.
That Yanog or Yanug, or I'm not sure how you pronounce that because I have never heard of that demon lord. But there we go.
No, Baphomet.
Oh, okay.
I think that because he's like a minotaur looking guy. I don't know.
Okay, well, maybe.
Because
So, there you
technically
go.
Orcus, technically Orcus has wings. So I know which demon you're talking about though. But I don't think he's in the Monster Manual 2. That's what I
Oh,
right
gotcha.
now. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The Duergar and DDO going to be a +1 strength, +1 constitution. They are going to have dwarven stability as a passive. So they are naturally able to keep their balance. They're going to receive a +4 on the balance skill. They're also going to get dwarven stone cunning as a passive. They are naturally able to find secret doors more frequently, receiving a +2 bonus on the search skill for that. Then, of course, they will use the Dwarven War Axe as a passive. They will not suffer a -4 penalty to their attack rolls when they're using a Dwarven War Axe. Dwarven War Axes will strike through as if they were a two-handed weapon if they are the only weapon wielded by a proficient user. They will get a 1.1 times ability score modifier to the damage in addition to all other benefits. Also,
You were Drac. Sorry to interrupt. You were. It is Yanagu.
Oh, Yanagu. Okay.
Yanagu. And
Okay.
looking through this, he is. He's like a Knoll type of bad guy.
That is the first I have ever heard of that.
Well, looking at these references, this is. That's where I know it from. The Dragon number 93 by Frank, an article by Frank Menzer.
Okay.
And Kim Mohan. So Frank Menzer created them. Yeah.
Okay.
And it looks like there was a couple of pre WotC uses of the monster, but most of them are from the Wizards of the Coast heroes.
Which would kind of make sense, I guess, why they're included here. Back to our little dwarf friends here. You also get the giant evasion as a passive. They're naturally harder to hit by giants. +4 bonus to your armor class when you're attacked by creatures of a giant type. Orc and goblin bonus as well. +1 racial bonuses to attack rolls against all orcs and goblinoids. Poison save bonus as well, spell save bonus, and of course the big thing I think everybody was excited about when this was first announced. Yes, the Duergar will enlarge themselves. You get a transmutation SLA for 1 minute. You grow in size, granting you a +5 bonus to your physical resistance rating. 6 spell point cost, 20-second cooldown. This does cancel reduce when acceptable.
They also can shrink.
Yes. So you can enlarge and reduce.
Right.
Which is both on the 20-second cooldown. So, of course, if you're enlarged and then you reduce, it's going to start that cooldown again. But
So I wonder if that's the same mechanic for, like if I know you don't play Wild Mage, but I have a Wild Mage. And,
oh yeah.
And when you have the Wild Magic bad effects, one of them is to you puts you down to like 5 inches tall. You could barely see yourself on the screen too, especially if you're zoomed all the way out or zoomed all the way in.
It might be.
I wonder if it's going to be that same piece of code
I bet it is. I bet they just tweaked it a little bit or something. I don't know. I'll have to roll one up and because I actually haven't looked to see how that works or what it even looks like. And then we do get an iconic. It is the Mind Cleaver. This is an iconic that you will conjure devastating forces. Let's try that again. You will conjure devastating force axes that will shatter the will of your enemies on every strike. The Duergar Mind Cleaver starts with 1 level of fighter. And then pretty much it's everything the same as the base, other than you get a +1 strength and +1 intelligence. And then most of the changes are in the tiers that we're not going to go over, but there'll be a link in the show notes that you can go. There's an article up on DDO.com that will talk about this and the major differences between the iconic and the base is in the tiers of the class is the big thing. So, kind of a weird iconic, but okay.
Well, and it kind of begs the question of whether they're ever going to try and tackle psionics. I mean, you could kind of treat them like spells, and I would treat them like spells.
Yeah, I know.
As far as the game mechanic goes,
I know they have talked about it and they want to do it. So I would think at some point they will. So that is the little short version of the new class and the iconic. As I said, there's a ton of stuff in the trees and stuff. We're not going to go around that or we'd be here forever. Link in the show notes to the article.
Yeah. I mean, I did look through it. There's the cool thing I thought was, I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? You can use dwarven axes.
Right.
So that's cool because otherwise you got another race that can use dwarven axes without having to buy a feat for it. I mean, I got a character that has a ton of dwarven axes from when I used to play dwarves all the time, and I don't play dwarves really much anymore. And now I got all these axes, and what am I going to do with them? So that's kind of cool. I did see the one thing that I kind of disappointed me just a tiny bit was the reincarnation bonuses. You get a +1 to balance. Really? Balance? I thought that would, because they get bonuses for search. So why wouldn't you go down that same tree?
Right.
Now I know there's a couple of other races that have reincarnation bonuses for search, but balance, that's right up there with swimming.
Yeah, you get +1 balance, +1 constitution, and then that will stack with past lives of the dwarf. The con's cool. Nice.
Yeah,
but the balance.
Balance. Yeah,
does anybody actually I don't ever spec anybody around balance as a key feature, but
there's a couple of things in the game that I'm sorry they've kind of gone by the wayside a little bit. Swimming is one of them, unless you need a good swim because you don't have a water breathing item and you have to make it to the next air pocket.
Right.
There's the big joke from Friday Night's Cruising with Drac because one of our players got a diamond of swimming +18. I was like, oh boy. But there's a couple other things too. There's a couple of spells that, I mean, it's like really nobody uses these spells ever, and they're just carryovers from when the game was created. And I gotta say, balance is kind of one of them. And I mean, not a spell, but a mechanic. And I know why it's in there because it was in 3rd edition. So I don't know.
So elsewhere, indeed, elsewhere in Update 80, they also added what they're calling the cosmetic teleportation. This is part of the pre-purchase of the Terror of the Demogorgon expansion. It's not in the base expansion, which we're going to talk about all what you get here in a moment. But just keep in mind, this is not in if you get the lowest tier expansion, that you just get the expansion, and the Duergar, you don't get this teleportation. What it is when you use a teleport item, like behind you, this like rift opens up, and then you fall backwards into the rift, and then you disappear.
Well,
Okay.
it sounds cool.
Yeah.
It sounds cool on the outside, but do you, as a player, see any of this?
Yeah, oh,
Or
yeah,
is it just
yeah.
for other people's
No,
edification?
you see it too. Like everybody sees it. And this kind of over on Standing Stone's other game, Lotro, they've had stuff similar to that. I mean, you don't teleport in Lotro, of course, but
Sure.
they've had movement styles and stuff for a while now. So I think they kind of took that tech from Lotro and they figured out how to make it work over here at DDO. I mean, it looks kind of neat. So with that, there are some adjustments being made to the duration of various teleportation items. So keep this in mind. Teleport spells are now a standing induction that can be interrupted by movement. Channel duration matches the current channel time of the expansion teleport item. They can no longer be quickened. And I know when this was on Lamania, that was a big bone of contention. People were really upset about that. Because I think what people were doing is they were quickening like a teleport spell or whatever, and then they were teleporting out of like instances or like fights or something. And you can't do that anymore. And I know there were some people that were a little upset about that. Key to Evening Star has a 20-second cooldown. I'm sorry, were you going to say something?
No.
Okay.
No, it just seems weird to me. Again, this must be some kind of exploit that
Exactly.
I've never heard of because I don't exploit.
Me too. And that's kind of when there was a bunch of people that were mad about this. I'm like, there must be some weird exploit somebody's doing for something. And they just got slapped on the hand. So, so there you go. So the Key of Evening Star has a 20-second cooldown. The D12 Storm Reach has a 20-second cooldown. All expansion teleport items also are on a 20-second cooldown. Then any teleport inductions that you use are now 2.5 seconds. I can speak English good. Instead of 4 seconds.
Have another drink.
Indeed. There we go. So 2.5 seconds from 4, so I guess that's nice. Use magic device checks on scrolls now rolls much earlier in the animation cycle. And none of these changes will affect Dimension Door.
That's good, because if that gets screwed up, I think the game would come to an end.
Yeah. That is a handy little spell to have.
It is.
And then the values of certain loot affixes have been adjusted to significantly boost the rate at which the items contribute to spell DCs. And then there is a whole section on this. Once again, link in the show notes. We're not going to go through all this, but they have changed a bunch of stuff to where it's affecting spells. If you want to read the full notes, link in the show notes.
Yeah, it is quite extensive.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of stuff in here.
And there's a lot of stuff in here for like legendary play, which you and I don't do a whole lot of. So
right. Then the other, I think, big thing in the update is items found during the Symphony of the Fae event. They have lost the event exclusive borders. I know that was really bothering a bunch of people. Like, I didn't really care personally. I was just like, whatever, it has a border on it. Who cares? Those are gone. And then they said, going forward, any future event with equipment restrictions will be active for the event. So kind of like how like the Fae was and how like the Lanterns was. If there's something to do with the equipment that you get during that event, only the players playing with the restrictions for the event will ever see those warning overlays, and they will only see them over the items that they would be provided a penalty if they use. So so if you're not doing, like if there's a special event running, you're not doing it, you're not going to see the little borders, you're not going to see anything, it's not going to affect you at all. It's only if you are doing the specific event. Again, it didn't bother me at all, but there was people that were really upset about that. They had a bunch of bug fixes. I'm just kind of looking to see if there's any big ones. I really don't see anything that's like, the one I did notice, actually, that I didn't even realize was a bug until we were playing Friday night. Dark Hunter Smoke Trap now applies on bosses, which I noticed that Friday when we were playing. Oh, okay. I guess I never noticed before that it wasn't working on bosses until I was like, you know what? That never did work on a boss. And then I seen this in the patch notes and I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
Well, I mean, you would know because that's your jam.
That is my jam indeed. So once again, bunched up in these patch notes, you can go over on DDO Players, and I got a link over to DDO.
Yeah, and I've said this before. I really appreciate Standing Stone going back and fixing some of these old bugs. You know, it's not just they're looking forward to the next expansion and the next way they're gonna bring in money to the company. No, they're going back and they're fixing, like there's fixes in here for Isle of Dread. There's fixes in here for Myth Draenor.
Yeah.
You know, so I really appreciate that somebody there is kind of going back through the list and saying, hey, you know what? Let's take some time to punch all these problems out, because probably a good chunk of them can be, you know, done in a relatively short amount of time. So I really like that.
Yeah.
So thank you, Standing Stone, for that.
Then there was a known issue that got fixed the day after, Friday, June 19th. We had a hot fix, so it's update 80.0.1. The big key in this was they have corrected an issue that arose with the release of update 80 that allowed VIPs to create characters of iconics and other races they did not own.
Oh.
So yeah, apparently if you were VIP, you could just create any iconic in any race, even if you didn't own it. So that was a weird little bug. That was the main emphasis of this 80.0.1. So that got fixed. And then creature companion cosmetic hats can now be used with the new creatures, which we will talk about here in a second because that's part of the expansion. That's really... They fixed the teleport induction bar getting stuck on guild teleport scrolls, the Royal Guard mask, and the belt of braided beards. So that got fixed, and then some typos got fixed. So,
and they did add a bunch of filigrees too.
Oh, yes.
Yes. I think they're mostly raid filigrees, though.
That's what they looked like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, show notes, link, go over, read this. There's a bunch of stuff. So
it's good stuff here.
It is. So the Terror of the Demogorgon expansion, it is now up for pre-order. Once again, there'll be a link in the show notes for this as well. This is just like all the other previous expansions. Everybody has to buy it. Even if you're VIP, you still got to buy this. You are not going to get it. Pricing is the same as last time. So your standard's $39.99, your collector's $79.99, and then the ultimate fan bundle is $129.99. And it's broken down pretty much, if you're familiar with all the other past couple expansions, everything is broken down the same. Standard edition, you get the Terror of the Demogorgon content, and then you get the Duergar race. And then in the collectors, you get those two things, and then that is where you get the teleportation style. So if you want that cool little animation that plays when you teleport. That is $79.99 is what you have to pay to get that. You also will get the Underdark Delver cosmetic set, the Underdark Cloaker Steed, which, yes, is a cloaker that you ride on, if you're familiar with what a cloaker looks like.
All right, I'm gonna stop you right here because the next one's gonna get a groan out of me.
And then the Underdark Delver's Flump pet.
Oh boy,
Flump. Oh, come on, he's cute. He's a cute little flump.
For those of you who
Who's
don't know
a
what
good boy?
a flump is, it's basically just a big jellyfish with eye stalk eyes. And
It is.
It is notorious, or no, notorious is a bad word. It is famous for being the only good monster in the Fiend folio, which was put out. So yeah, the flump. Okay.
The flump. Then you get at a level 11 hireling. It's Mycella the Myconid. So it's
Myconoid.
Myconoid, sorry. So it's a mushroom, basically.
Yes, actually, Drac, I've heard it pronounced both ways, so I'm just giving you crap.
I knew you would. I was waiting for that because I'm like, how am I going to say this? Because do I say it the way I say it?
Most people say it as myconid, which is fine. But there's a lot of people that call it myconoid. And I think that it's just people not pronouncing the word correctly. Their eyes see the O in it. And
could be. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And that is a druid, is the class of that.
Oh, okay.
If you were curious on that aspect.
Do they have a piece of art for that yet?
Yes.
Okay. I'll have to scope around for it.
Then you get a +10 shared account bank storage and then a +1 character slot. And then once again, if you pre-order this now, this stuff you will get now. The only thing you're not getting, of course, is the expansion content because there's no expansion to get the content for as of yet. Well, I mean, there is, but it's just not live. I should say that. And then we have our Ultimate Fan Bundle for $129.99. You get everything that we just talked about. Then addition to that, you get +10 more shared account bank storage. Then you get another character slot. So you get 2 total if you get the Ultimate Fan Bundle. You get a +20 character bank storage slots. You get the Mind Cleaver Iconic. You also get the Mind Cleaver Cosmetic Outfit. That is for only this edition. Keep that in mind. Your hireling, you also get a level 36 version of the hireling as well. And then you get the Abyssal Visage cosmetic set, the Abyssal Surian mount. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right either. Surian?
Yeah, just for the record, myconid is how it's pronounced. So.
Myconid, okay.
Myconid.
Cool.
What was the other one?
Abysmal Surian mount. Saurian. Surian is how I would say.
Where is that on the list? I lost where you were.
Down.
Oh, I see it. I see it. Saurian? Isn't that
Saurian,
lizard?
I think so. I think I saw one and it looked kind of like lizardish.
Yeah, it's kind of like a dinosaur.
Yeah, kind of look like a dinosaur. Yeah. Then you get, and this is another word that I've heard pronounced 15,000 different ways. I always said boulette pet pup. Is it boulette or boulet?
No, it's not boulet. It's boulette. And
Boulette,
for short, people call him a bullet. So one thing, everybody, if you go to one of the links that Drac had up, hang on, I got them all on my screen right now. So hold on a second. There's a big page, like the default page for the expansion, all this different art, and there's a picture of one of them there, and it's a great picture. I'm sorry. Some of this Underdark art, they got the glowing mushrooms
Oh, yeah.
and the
Oh, yeah.
Demogorgon but there's one here of like what's probably a Duergar fighting a bullet. It's really good. Kudos on this.
Yeah,
because
the
I
art
think
team
that this looks,
has
yeah,
gone
really did a good job.
above
Oh,
this.
here's the mount. Yeah, it's a big giant lizard. It's
Okay.
at the very bottom of
That's
that page.
what I thought it. Oh, yeah. Now I see it.
Yeah.
Then
And it's got the armor cosmetic there too, which that's kind of cool. Oh, and the in the flump. Oh my god.
look at the flump. Come on, how can you not like the flump?
Oh,
Next time we play, I'm having my flump follow me around.
it's so
Just
you do
because.
it, I'm quitting.
Then you also get a gargantuan collectible bag, +1 tome of universal enhancement for every character, which that is kind of and then once again, remember, you only get one of those, so make sure whatever character you log in the first time after you buy the expansion is the character you want to get that, because you only get one of those. I think but it says for every character, so maybe they changed that now.
Yeah.
They might have changed that now that I'm reading that, because it usually with the expansions you only got one of those, but it says for every character, so maybe every character I'll have to log in a character and see if I get one, because I already claimed one, so we'll see.
Yeah.
And then this comes with the teleport trinket to Graven Hollow, so
Which that was in Out of the Abyss. We did not get there because it was after the Grim part. So and Graven Hollow is a mystical Underdark library, and that is where spoiler alert, I suppose, for Out of the Abyss, that's where like all of the races from the Underdark are gathering together to figure out what the heck to do about all the demon lords.
So that sounds like it's going to be the hub of the expansion.
Yeah, and that makes complete sense. Yeah. So it says it's 120 miles from Gultgrim.
So there you go, and I'm trying to see now. I can't see it. When they're saying this is going to come out, it was like July
22nd.
Thank you. July 22nd is the proposed launch date for the expansion, but of course things may change. They might have to bump that. Keep that in mind. Yada yada yada. Insert legal jumbo here about dates. So there you go. Go pre-order now. Full disclosure, Standing Stone did give me an Ultimate Fan bundle just for use for the show. Talk about all this stuff. I haven't made a video of all the extras, like the pets and the steeds and all of that. There's like thousands of videos already out there. If you want me to make one, let me know, and I'll make one.
I think you should.
I'll make one like I usually do. But so I will make one and join the ranks of other people that have made them.
You know what you could do though, dude? You can compare
way better content creators than myself.
So because I've seen some of them, but something that people don't do is they don't like do a comparison. So like this Saurian mount, is that just as big as the dragon? Is it smaller?
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So I would like pop stuff on and off, and
I will keep that in mind.
Yeah. Or also too, so some of the cosmetics, they don't look radically different, but some of them look a little different, like on the smaller races and stuff like that. So like that's what I've always, because I was like, well, if I'm a gnome, what does this look like?
Okay.
Does it look exactly?
I have not seen anybody do a video like that, so maybe I will do that.
Yeah. I think that could be cool.
Okay.
And then obviously you have to see if you can kill the flump, because if you can't, then I'm not getting one.
You
Sorry.
flump hater, you.
I am a flump hater.
So that is our update 80 and our expansion news. So yeah, go pre-order any flavor of expansion now. Get all the cool stuff if you want to do that, or if not, just get the base, and then you'll at least have the Duergar. And then once the expansion's out, you can go fight a demon lord, because why not? We've got Gen Con right around the corner. Standing Stone Games did announce they're going to have another meetup during Gen Con. They are not ready to announce the location, as they're working to secure the Friday evening meetup, but it will be somewhere downtown Indy from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. on July 31st. Even if you are not coming to Gen Con, you're close to the area, or you just want to come in for this, you can do that. You don't need a Gen Con badge or anything to participate in this. This is not part of Gen Con. And then this is kind of cool. They also announced, too, that they're partnering with Faster Purple Worm Kill at Gen Con this year. Their partnership during the Friday and Saturday live stage play sessions of Faster Purple Worm Kill will be sponsored by Dungeons & Dragons Online. So that's pretty awesome, actually. And both of those events, if you are attending Gen Con, have sold out. They sold out pretty quick, actually. So look for a RSVP on the forums in the near future to get in on the list, because you do have to RSVP, because no matter where they go, there's usually like a limit to how many people they can have at one time. In years past, haven't really ever hit that limit. Well, one year they came close. But so you'll RSVP, come to the meetup, have fun that Friday night. I'll be the one in the corner trying to hide from people, if you're curious.
Yeah, and looking at the posting, Voodoo says he's going to be there, so him and his beard will be there.
He will.
Yes.
He will. So there you go. All right. Finally, in game news, we got one more thing here, and that is the store sales. The summer sale 2026. 5 weeks of sales are continuing now through June 25th. So you'll have a couple days after this episode releases, 40% off Jeweler's Toolkits, Sentient Toolkits, Bone Pickers, and the Victrinium Picks. Also 50% off Enhancement Trees, and 75% off select adventure packs, the Soul Splitter, Slice of Life, Fall of the Night Brigade, Tavern Tales, and the Lost Gatekeepers. Those are through June 25th for that sale. You get a Return to the Mist sale through July 9th. That is 20% off Escape to Ravenloft packs. And then through July 9th as well, 85% off some other selected expansion packs. That is in the DDO market, not the actual in-game store. The full list of those were going to be revealed on June 24th. So from June 25th to July 9th in the market, which if you're not familiar with the market, that is the one that is not in game. That is the one you pay your real world money with. It's not DDO points, it's actual money. But they're going to do 85% off expansion packs. So if you're missing some packs, that would probably be a good time if one of those that you need is on that list. Stay tuned for that. 30% off character banks, shared banks, deposit box, platinum storage through the 25th as well. And then the free light spell point potion times 10 is through June 25th as well. Never Room. NEVEROOM is that code. Which code makes no sense.
A misspelled code, but nonetheless.
The past couple have been like weird spellings of stuff.
So I wonder if they can't reuse codes.
Oh, maybe. I didn't think about that.
So there might be something where they
possibly
can't reuse codes. So it just popped into my brain.
Yeah. I did not think about that, but that might be the one, actually. So that is the game news. A lot of game news, but some good stuff nonetheless. So we will traverse down into the dungeon and see what's going on there. The thing I'm excited about, which unfortunately the event sold out. I couldn't get a ticket for it, but I'm sure I'll find out what was announced. White Wolf is teasing something Vampire the Masquerade. It's coming to Gen Con. They haven't really said much more than that. Is it going to be a version 6 of the game? Is it going to be just some new books? Is it going to be like version 5.1, 5.5? We don't really know. They just said they have some new people that are taking over on the team, and there's a bunch of theories out there, but we don't know. Most people are saying it's going to be a version 6 of Vampire the Masquerade. So I guess we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's going to be announced at Gen Con. And as I said, the event at Gen Con, it was a free event, but it filled up. So I'm hoping I'm going to try to get in. I sent a email to my White Wolf rep, and I was like, hey, that event sold out, but can you squeeze me in? So we'll see.
Hey, Vampire's been around. I mean, like it or hate it, it's been around for a very long time.
It has.
And, now, I will, as a former person in the game industry, I would say that announcing a new version of the game, you have to be careful because you don't want to completely cripple the previous version of the game's sales.
Right.
So, do they? How much stock? If it's version, what are they on right now? 5.
5, yeah.
So if it's version 6, well, do they have a lot of version 5 stock left? I mean, it's one of those tricky things. I know that
version 5 is hitting 8 years, so it's been
a while. Yeah.
It's been out.
Yeah. But you got to be careful because, you don't want to cripple yourself. But, okay, now I got all this stock. What do I do with it? Because everybody wants the new game. Well, there's always just people that stay with the old game, too. But that's one of the things that I know that over the years, there's a couple of companies. I won't mention any names, but because it really wasn't public knowledge. But some companies got really bit hard because they had stock in the previous version of the games. They announce a new version. Sometimes it takes a couple of years to bring out a new version.
Yeah, it's a tricky business to do that. So we'll see. Yeah. Is it going to be?
Yeah, hopefully they got a plan. Yeah,
I hope so. We'll find out at Gen Con. Free RPG Day, I should say, is coming up this Saturday, June 27th. So go support your friendly local game store and get some free stuffs.
There's some cool stuff, and I finally found a list. Their website just shows the vendors or the publishers that are involved, and not some of the actual things. There's some pretty cool things on this list. There's if you're a fan of the new Cosmere RPG, there's something there.
I didn't see that.
Yep,
I missed that somehow.
There's something for Shadowrun. Chaosium is going to have one. This is going to be one of the ones I'm getting for their Age of Vikings product line. I'm a big fan. We're actually playing that right now. There's some. If you're a fan of Daggerheart, there looks like it's a level 2 adventure for Daggerheart. They got Edge Studios Dungeons and Kittens. Okay. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Also from Edge Studios, Arkham Horror RPG 3 Days to the Big Easy Quick Start Adventure. If you're into that. Evil Genius Games has a Heroes offering. Free League. This is my second pick. Typically, where I go, you only get 2 picks, and that was for the Vassin, a Vassin Quick Start, which is we're really enjoying that game too. Goodman Games is going to have a DCC adventure. Cobalt Press will have a offering for Tales of the Valiant, and they also do like what they've been doing lately is they have a Tales of the Valiant / D&D 5.5 convertible thingy. Pirate Borg, which we're going to be talking about here in a second. They got an adventure, an introductory sandbox style adventure for Pirate Borg. Let's see. Marvel will have a Secret Wars expansion preview. For their Secret Wars product done by my friend Matt, which is coming out this fall. Let's see. Paizo, probably one of the longest standing participants in Free RPG Day. They're going to have a Pathfinder adventure and a Starfinder adventure, so that's pretty cool. Let's see. There's a lot of games that, I mean, I'm going to be honest, I hadn't heard a lot about. But you know, I don't follow up on every game nowadays like I used to.
Oh, there's so many.
Yeah, and it looks like WizKids is giving away a miniature of a couple of different ones that they have. Nothic is apparently one of the options. So it's pretty cool. Now, we've talked about it on the show before.
We have, yeah.
My hobby shop, you know, in addition to Free RPG Day, they mark every single RPG in the shop down by 20%.
That's stores will usually do that, or they'll do something else. It's like each store is going to do different. So check with your local game store on how it works. But usually you can pick 1 or 2 things, and those are just free. You can just take them. They're yours.
Yep.
And then,
but if you're looking for some other product, 20% off of, your average game product's $50 to $60 nowadays.
Like I always say, if you go to Free RPG Day, at least buy something from your store, because they don't get this stuff for free. They have to buy this stuff. The stores are buying this kit. And they're just offering it to you for free, but it's costing them money. So, you don't have to go crazy, but just spend some money in the store while you're there as well. Just plus you're helping them, as you should, support your little local friendly game store. But just keep in mind, it's like they just didn't get this stuff for free and they're giving it to you for free. They bought this stuff, but they're giving it to you for free. So, and then
it's basically to draw you in the store.
Yeah, and then each store, your particular store might not have gotten the Pirate Borg adventure. Or maybe they might not have gotten the Vassin adventure, or maybe they did and they only got 1 copy of it. It's kind of just a weird thing. So check with your store how they do it, but go in your store. It's this Saturday. Go spend some money in your local game store.
I will be there when the doors open.
Me too.
And I've been to your local game store.
You have.
Nice little place.
It is. I like the heck out of that store. As you said, Pirate Borg, which is part of the Free RPG Day, we did a unboxing of the starter set, and we also did a review that you, sir, happen to have written the review.
Indeed. So I really like this product. I hope to be playing it very soon. I was in the original Kickstarter, which was in 2022.
Has it been that long? I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah, it has been that long. That's amazing. And a lot of Kickstarters, they fulfill in a decent amount of time. Some of them go longer than expected. Some of them are almost immediate. I've been in a couple now where the Kickstarter ends and within a month you got the product on your doorstep.
Yeah,
because they have everything all done. So one of the things that Kickstarter and BackerKit do is they assist in the distribution of the product or the printing and fulfillment of it. And while some companies don't necessarily need to raise money for their Kickstarter, companies do it now because it helps get that first printing done and out the door, especially if everything's done already. So, and Pirate Borg was like that. Now you got the latest Kickstarter, so I don't know what the fulfillment time was on that one. But when I was in the original one, it was really quick. I was actually very, very happy with that. And as a fan of the original Morkborg or more, how is it pronounced again? See, Harry, this is the pronunciation episode. That's got to be the title. Merc Bore.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've heard somebody say like Bore or whatever, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, Bore. No, nobody calls it that.
Like, what?
So that's another one of those things where even if it's correct, nobody calls it that. But I mean, in addition to being an excellent box set, you honestly have everything. You don't need to buy the original product. You could. There's a little bit more information in there, but honestly, you could take this starter box and run adventures forever if you wanted. And the really cool part, and I put this in the review, was I've also picked up the Game Master screen. And the Game Master screen actually fits in the box, which it wasn't sold with.
Right.
But you got to take the dice out.
Oh, that kind of sucks. But
it doesn't fit. Yeah, because it's a really good fit. But I took my dice out because if you have the dice, then what'll happen is you'll crush the box.
Oh,
this is
gotcha.
But this is like a really sturdy box. Like all the Free League boxes are. I mean, all the Free League boxes are.
Oh, Free League just does an amazing job with all of their stuff.
I mean, compared to the old TSR box sets, which I don't think I have one that doesn't have tape on it. This is crazy. And there's so many people that, I posted it on my Facebook page that I was doing a review of this game, and people are like, "Oh, you're gonna love it. We were in the Kickstarter," and I have a lot of gaming friends on my Facebook. Facebook friends, so they're like, "Oh, you're gonna love it. It's awesome." And it is probably the best quote unquote Borg offering that's out there. So,
it's a very significant starter set. Like it is. Yeah. It is like I said in the unboxing, it is chock full of stuff. There is a lot of stuff in that box.
Yeah, and I've seen some starter boxes that don't have half the stuff in it that this one does.
Yeah.
And for the same price. So, if you occasionally like to talk like a pirate, this is the one for you.
And the art is just amazing too.
Yeah.
The art I love the art so much.
Yeah. So let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
So the guy that came up with Pirate Borg. Now, I mean, he works with a team now, but this is obviously his baby. His on-screen name is Limithron.
Mm-hmm.
His real name is. Hang on, while I look it up here in the book. Publisher, print. I thought it was like Dave something. Anyway, he does all the art, all the layout, all the maps, and the game system. That is so rare today. Usually the most rarest part is, because I draw stickmen.
Yeah, exactly.
But you'll also get every product that's come out has been, the art has been consistently the same through the whole product. That's because this guy does it. And, it is his own. It is a very unique style.
Luke Stratton is his name.
Luke Stratton. Thank you. I couldn't remember his name. I thought it was Dave.
Dave's not.
Don't get old. Don't get old, folks. But it's consistent through all the products, and it's unique. And you could if somebody just held up a piece of this art, you go, "Oh, that's from Pirate Borg," because you would know instantly that this was from that. And it's just please take a look at the rest of my review because there's a lot of other little tidbits in there. But it's a very, very good game. And if you ever see them at cons, they have their whole booth is like a giant pirate ship.
That's amazing. That's so awesome. Yeah.
Drac, I should send you the picture I took from Gary Con.
Oh yeah. Please do. I'll put it on the video.
Yeah, because I did take one.
I'll put it on the YouTube of this episode.
Pretty sure I have it.
But yeah, thanks for writing the review for this, and thanks to Limithron and Free League for sending over the starter set. So we could take a look. Anything else you want to say about Pirate Borg, and we can move on?
Oh, we can move on. I just sent you the picture.
On the tabletop, what do we got? Liquid Death is teaming up with the op for Flip 7 Do or Die. Yeah, this is the announcement nobody saw coming. If you're not familiar with Flip 7, it is a little party game that when it came out, it just blew up. The game is so fun. It's a really simple game. The core game loop is really, really, really simple. You are dealt cards one by one from a mathematically stacked deck. So what I mean by that is there's only one card, two cards, three cards, four cards, and so on and so forth. So the cards go from 1 to 12. Your goal is to keep flipping cards to rack up as many points as you can without revealing the same number twice. If you hit a duplicate, you bust out and you lost everything that you gained. The ultimate achievement, though, is if you can flip 7 cards that are unique numbers, you get a massive bonus. So that's why it's called Flip 7, because you're trying to flip 7 cards. So
I heard of this, but I didn't understand.
Yeah.
I didn't know the
that's the game. It's really simple. Like, you deal a card. So like you get like a 2, and then you say hit me, and then you get another card, and that card is a 4. So you have 6 points so far. Do you want to stop there, or do you want to go on? So if you go on, let's say you get a 5. So now you have 6 plus 5. So you're good. So if you get another card, well, if you get another 5, you bust it out because you already have a 5 in your hand.
Sure.
So.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So I'll say 2 things. I'll say right away. First of all, ages 8 and up. So this is a great kids game.
It is. It's
especially if
super simple.
If you're wanting your kids, your young kids to learn math and stuff like that.
Yep.
And the other thing I'll say is this has excellent potential for a drinking game.
Oh, it does. It's with the Liquid Death aspect. Yes, it does. So how is Liquid Death coming into this? It's the Liquid Death edition. It's going to retain the same risk and reward. So it's the same gameplay loop, other than they are going to include some new cards that are called Murder Your Thirst cards, which of course is Liquid Death's tagline.
Yep.
So you're going to get a kill a card that's going to allow you to aggressively remove a threatening card from the table, shifting the odds back in your favor. And you're also going to get what's called the Murder the Modifiers. Completely wipes out a point-altering modifier card, which I forgot to talk about that. But some cards, like if some cards that you get might not have a number on it, but it will say like +6. So then you get 6 more points on your total, or it might say -2. There's cards that'll modify it negatively too. So with this Murder the Modifier card, you can, so if you know somebody picked up like a +10 card, you can say that +10 card is murdered now. It's not a thing anymore. So
and in case you're not familiar with Liquid Death, I mean, we drink it on Cruising with Drac all the time.
We do, yeah.
But they have a great sparkling water. They have a great tea, and their energy drink, what they're calling their energy drink, has like no sugar in it at all. It's not like drinking like Monster energy drinks where you're probably taking your life in your hands. it's becoming more widely found. A lot of stores carry the water, but they don't carry the teas. Some stores carry the they don't carry the energy drink, but they carry the tea or the water. So it's cool.
So this will be available within the next couple of days, only at Target to start off with. So if you have a local Target, you'll have to stop by there to pick this up. It will be available for pre-order at your local game store soon. So they said by August it's going to be widely available. It's just like a Target exclusive for a couple months. So
yeah, they did that with like the Avatar role-playing box set and a couple other
the
things.
Horrified board game was like that too.
Yeah.
So there you go. Flip 7 Do or Die Liquid Death Edition. We're gonna wrap up the last section of the show here with On the Screen. A big word with this is there is a new Vampire the Masquerade video game coming out. It's called Eternal Whispers. I don't really know much about it other than it's going to be a true narrative-based computer role-playing game. So if you're familiar with like all the other Vampire, other than Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, that was a true computer role-playing game. Most of the time with Vampire the Masquerade, the video games have been like graphic novels that you play out, which are called actual visual novels, I guess is the word I should have used. So you like read the story and then you have like 3 or 4 different choices you can do. And then you do that and that will affects the story. That's what, other than Bloodlines, most of the Vampire the Masquerade games have been. This one is going to be a computer role-playing game. Only little snafu in this is it is partly going to be developed by a tabletop game company called Flyos, which, my problem with them is they did a tabletop game for Vampire the Masquerade called Chapters, which could have been a great game, but it was a nightmare when it was released. It came out with a bunch of errors. They had to do a bunch of errata for it. The rule book should have never been released. Some of the cards were missing text. There was some stickers for stuff that were never attached to the game, so they had to mail you the stickers to fix it was just a big mess. They're still trying to fix that. They kickstarted like a newer edition of it with all the fixes in it, plus like a fix kit if you got the original. So my only semi-bad thing about this is they're involved with this. So I don't know, since they're a tabletop game company, maybe they're just doing the story aspect of it. They are working with another studio that's actually in the video game world. So maybe they won't screw the game up. You know what I mean?
You hope that they learn from their mistakes.
I hope so too. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt because Chapters is, after you get past all that, Chapters is a really fun narrative RPG. It's a huge branching story that is really the story is well written. It's just the game was a mess. So I hope they get this fixed in that. The only thing I said about it is the game is going to take place in Montreal. You're playing as Gabe, who is a vampire who just awakened from a decade of torpor, which, if you're not familiar with the Vampire the Masquerade lore, that is a deep, death-like vampire sleep where you're just basically asleep and you don't know what's going on. When you wake up, you have fractured memories. You're not exactly sure what's going on. You don't know who you can trust. There's this new Temple of Eternal Whispers that is tying into some forbidden faith and some forbidden lore, and they're hunting some vampires, so you're like, what the heck is going on? That's all they've said. So we'll see how this plays out. There's no release date or anything. That's just all they've said about it. So I just wish it was somebody else, but I'm hoping, like you said, Flyos learned from their mistake with chapters. They're ready to go. They've got this story written, and the video game company that they're working with will have the game side of it tied up. So we'll see what happens with this. So I'm sure we'll talk about it more when I get more information for it. But yeah, it's Vampire the Masquerade Eternal Whispers. So with that, we will go into our week in gaming. Would you like to go first, sir?
Nah, you got everything written out. It's basically the same as what I have.
Okay. We did Cruising with Drac. Did that not last night. I'm sorry, Friday night. Think about what the day was.
Well, hey, hold on a second here.
Sure.
So considering that you haven't done a show in a while, we've had a bunch of Cruising with Drac.
Well, we have actually, yes.
Although there was the. I mean, this is pretty much standard fare for Cruising with Drac. There's the week where Drac can't make it because he doesn't have power or he doesn't have internet.
Indeed.
which has been happening on a regular basis.
Drac's life is a
lately.
mess.
Yes.
Basically what it boils down to.
well, in your defense, though, Northern Indiana pretty much got destroyed.
I mean, it did, yes.
So, but yeah, we just did episode 83. So
yeah, I will link the others in the show notes too. I'll go through and link the other ones that are up on your Twitch, but this is over on your Twitch mostly every Friday night. It just depends what's going on, but we did the Catacombs on Friday.
On Epic.
On Epic, yeah. And
Yes.
that was the first time I've ever done it epically.
Yeah, it's been a while for me. I mean, that would go back to the DDO Splat days.
That last fight was a doozy.
Fight, yeah, that was a toughie. I think we lost one person, but yeah, it's a good quest, and I think I said it on the stream, is a lot of people don't run it anymore because level 3 they're either still doing Harbor for Favor or they're doing Keep on the Borderlands.
Yeah,
and Catacombs gets kind of missed, but they did redo some of the loot. So if you're looking for good low level loot, and there was some decent high level loot that we had, it wasn't super great, but it was better than the 16 cap, 20 cap days. So
and if you want a plus 18 diamond of swim.
Diamond of swimming. Oh God. Yeah. So,
Lord.
but I mean, a really nice set of quests that I think still hold up pretty well.
Then in tabletop land, my friends and I finished up the Vampire the Masquerade Milan Rising. That is the game that you play on Tebaru, so it's like an app-based vampire game. I've been talking about it on the show. We finally finished that up completely, so we're going to start the expansions on that. Story ended pretty much how we figured it was going to end, so we'll see what happens in the expansions. Then we started the Bad Karmas versus Curse of Cthulhu, which the Bad Karmas is another game that uses that same Tebaru system. So if you had forgotten or you're not quite familiar, the Tebaru is just a game board with a bunch of RFID circles on it. And then you put game boards on top of that board. And then each of your game pieces have RFID in them. So it reads the RFID from the game board, from your token, and then that goes to the app. So the app knows where you're at, where the boss is at. And then the Bad Karmas versus Curse of Cthulhu, that is a card-based game where you are battling. It's basically a boss battler game. You have 4 heroes that are going against monsters. In this one, of course, it's Curse of Cthulhu, so it's all Cthulhu-based mythos, and there is 2 volumes of this. There's volume 4 and 5. We finished all 4 of volume 4 bosses, so now we're going to go through the volume 5 for that. So And I must say, the Bad Karma's Curse of Cthulhu works much better than the Vampire does. We had so many problems with Vampire the Masquerade and Milan. There was just so many tech problems with like the board itself, the app. So far, knock on wood, the Curse of Cthulhu has ran much, much better. So, and then, yeah, like I said, it's a boss battler, and it's it's all card based. So each player has to have a device. We're just using iPads, but you have one main iPad that runs the main game, and then each player has a controller device, and then you control your characters on your device, and you're basically building a deck of cards, and you're playing cards to defeat the boss, whatever he's doing, and then you will play certain cards to do certain things to the boss to make him like more vulnerable to like an attack on like the right side, and like the person that goes before you says, hey, I'm gonna open him up, he's gonna be open on the right side, so you got to make sure that the next player in line is in a place where they can attack him on that right side, and then they might be able to get a critical hit or whatever will happen. So fun game. We'll see how that ends out. And then basically the only thing I did, I've been doing a lot of 3D printing. Actually, I printed a bunch of stuff for that Curse of Cthulhu. And then I printed some stuff for some terrain that I need. My friend and I are going to start back up doing our Silver Bayonet war game that we've been playing, and I looked in the book, and I needed a couple miniatures, and I needed some terrain that I didn't have, so I printed those out.
That can be so addicting.
Oh, it's very addicting. Very, very addicting. It can. So that's basically what I did, and I know other than Cruising with Drac, you do have a couple other things, but
yeah. Over the last couple of months, we've been doing an in-person game, my Vastin game, my Age of Vikings game, having so much fun with that. Age of Vikings is the Chaosium basic role-playing system. Now, if you get the book, it's all the whole system's encased in one book, but it's
okay.
But it's the same system that Call of Cthulhu uses. It's a percentile dice system. Really liking the atmosphere, the flavor. And my guys really like being Vikings that go on raids and kill trolls and all that fun stuff.
Who wouldn't?
Yes. And in Vastin is it's kind of the Call of Cthulhu type of game. It's a horror investigative type of game. And the funny thing with the last session that we had was, so Vastin is like a Swedish Nordic horror game. So in the game itself, they talk a lot about the players or the characters. They're in the middle of the day. Everybody breaks for food and aquavit, which is like a Swedish liqueur. And my buddy Scott brought a bottle of aquavit to the last game. And and there's a mechanic in Vastin and some of the other free league pool games where you roll a pool of dice, and if you don't get any results, you could do what's called push it. And when you do that, it does create a negative effect on your character. But it gives you a chance to re-roll the dice to get a success, especially if you're like in the critical, like the final battle of the game and stuff like that. And my guys were rolling like crap, so every time they would push it, they'd drink a shot of Aguavit, and
nice.
And it worked. They all lived, so that was kind of cool. We had a good time with that. We're playing again in a couple of weeks. I had 2 Shadow Dark games going, and Drac, you and I talked about this, I think, a little bit. And we're basically 2 different groups in the same campaign. Well, one of my groups decided, we really like Shadow Dark, but it's more of it doesn't hold up in a long-term campaign, and these guys wanted to be in a long-term campaign, so we're going to convert those characters to first edition AD&D and play that. But then the other group is still going to keep doing Shadow Dark. So kind of cool. Little bit of a two different groups of people. One of the groups is really having a good time with the Shadow Dark, and the other one is so like, this is good, but I think we want to move on. And these are the guys that I started playing with back in the early '80s, and they're like, let's go back and let's do AD&D again. And so we're gonna do that, and we're gonna I'm gonna key it all up in Fantasy Grounds and see how it goes. So and then I am actively prepping. I'm in prep mode now for GaryCon, which is until March of next year, but I have 2 brand new games that I'm putting together. One's a Marvel game, and then I haven't decided on the system for the second game yet. Originally, I was going to do Shadow Dark, but I think I'm going to change my mind. I've been running first edition AD&D at GaryCon for the last 3 years, and in addition to Marvel multiverse role-playing game. But I think I might either do a new first edition game, or I might can do an Osric game. So I've talked about this a little bit in the past. Osric is a clone of first edition D&D, and a lot of people say it is first edition D&D, but it's simplified. I mean, if you grew up playing first edition D&D like I did, it was there's so much to read and so many different ways to do this.
Oh yeah, it was so hard.
It was very hard, and a lot of people, my group included, we came up with our own set of rules and the way we play, and I think it worked really, really well. But there's all these little intricacies that Gary put in original D&D and then in AD&D, especially around like initiative and segments and all this other kind of stuff. And there was 2 guys, Matt Finch and Stuart Marshall, back in around 2010, that came up with Osric, which is Old School Reference and Index Compilation, is what it stands for. Excuse me. And it's first published in 2006, sorry. And it's a retro clone of Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. And within the last year, Matt Finch, I think Stuart Marshall is no longer with us, but Matt Finch and his company, Mythmere Games, put out a 3rd edition. So there was a first edition, then there was a second edition. The second edition ran for many, many years, like I think I bought a copy of the second edition book at like GaryCon in 2013. So it's been going for that long, and it has a very solid following. But Matt Finch just came out with the 3rd edition, and the 3rd edition makes stuff so much simpler. And there's a couple of videos out there. There's one video, maybe Drac, I'll send it to you. That the guy kind of explains the whole game and how it works, and what was before and what's now and how it compares to first edition. And I think if somebody wanted the really old school feel for D&D, because Shadow Dark has really kind of brought the old school back, along with a couple other games like Old School Essentials. There's another one out there called Dragon Slayer, which I do highly recommend. The kind of like the Conan's Thundar the Barbarian type, Hyperborea is another one. And but some people are like, oh, I don't want to spend the money. Hey, all the PDFs for Osric, the Player's Handbook, and the Game Master Guide, completely free PDFs on DriveThru. So you can just jump over to DriveThru, and he's got a bunch of reference documents. So he's got like one document that has all the wizard spells, one that has all the cleric spells, one that has all the illusionist spells, if you ever wanted to play an illusionist. Nice. It's very clean. It's very easy to read, very easy to understand. And I really, really like it. So I think I might take one of my old Gen Con events and convert it over to Osric and run it at GaryCon. I've been kind of leaning in that direction. So if you ever want to go back in time a little bit, see what us old guys used to play.
Indeed.
Please take a look. Because games like this are few and far between now.
Sadly, that is the case.
And just because it's considered an old school game doesn't mean it's a bad game. And I think that old school gets a bad rap with stuff like
Indeed.
that. So, that's about it. Other than working really hard and occasionally coming down and taking Drac out for dinner at our favorite. Well, I don't know. Is it our favorite?
I mean, it's the only place we go, so I guess.
Yeah, yeah. It's halfway between. Well, it's further for you, but it's basically halfway between where I am and where you are.
Yeah.
The Brass Rail in Plymouth, Indiana.
It's not too bad for me, but yeah.
Yeah. They got decent food and
good food.
Yeah, and a wide variety of alcohol. So, that's always a good thing.
Indeed, it is.
Yep. So that's pretty much it for me. And else on the immediate board, as it were.
All right. With that, we've got 10 supporters over on our Patreon. If you'd like to help support DDO players, go over to our donations page. You can support the Players Alliance Network with your money that is used for all of the stuff that we need for podcast hosting, website hosting, pay for the live shows, anything to do with the website, podcast. That's what that money is used for. If you want to donate without using Patreon, you can do so. Email me, drac@ddoplayers.com. We'll talk about how to do that. Be sure to leave us a review on any of your podcast apps of your choice. We can be found pretty much on about every app at this point. If you leave us a review, just let us know. We'll read it on the air, and that does help us out a lot. Don't have any featured comments this week, but if you comment on the website or on the YouTube video, we will feature those here as well. Don't have any emails. You can email us at podcast@ddoplayers.com if you want to email us about anything. Pretty much that is it. We have 2 shows. It's the Players Alliance Network Saturday nights at, I think that changed to 5:30 or 6:30. I'll have to see what time. They switched times on that one. That's Lotro Players News. They are every Saturday night. Then, of course, this little low show here whenever I can record and my life is not screwed up, which we all know how that goes. So, ddoplayers.com/live. If we ever actually do the show live, you'll hear it there. So that's going to wrap up the show. Anything else you want to say before we get out of here for the evening?
I want you to tell the listening audience about the picture you sent me last night.
Oh God! Oh,
not gaming related, but it is literally the happiest I've seen you in so long.
Yes, I am a big fan of the band Striper, and I went and saw them last night, and I actually got to meet them, and I got a picture with them, and it was the best thing that has happened to me in a long time.
Yeah. If you could see the text that he sent me, he's like, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God."
Yeah.
So congratulations, buddy.
So there you go.
I think you really needed that.
I did need that. That came at a good time. So there you go. All right. We are going to get out of here. Remember, pronounce things correctly, and may the RNG be kinder to you than it always is to me.
This isn't flattering, it's mortifying.